Everybody, what's going on? It's a new week, which means new customs, and I just want to elaborate that when I say best customs of the week, I mean my favorite customs of the week, not necessarily all the releases. I'm just talking about my favorite ones. So before we start, I just want to do a public service announcement. Our Harmonix has a brand new Rock Band 4 survey out. I believe it's still up. Please do Harmonix a favor and go answer it. The link is in the description box below. And without further ado, let's talk about the customs that were released this week. Now, starting with the C3 release, we had a band who's only seen one track in Rock Band previously on the Rock Band 3 disc, which is Golden Earring. They had the new song Twilight Zone, which was released this week. That's a song in the background. And it's one of the best songs, I think, of the week. On drums, it's a lot of disco beats, along with some playing on the ride cymbal and snare. But you know what I love? It's a pretty simple disco beat song, but there's also some fun stuff thrown in, like a hi-hat, open hi-hat, and it's really going to challenge your open hi-hat skills, because I always find I have trouble getting the timing right when it's switching from close to open. I usually do it a bit too late, but I found that if I do it a little bit earlier, I can usually hit those notes. So it's definitely one of the best songs of the week. I recommend you guys go check this out. Let's move on to the next song. We saw from the band They Must Be Giants. We had a 3-pack release from them from the C3 group. None of the songs are really too fun on drums, except for this one. Dr. Worm is probably the best song out of the 3 on drums, in my opinion. And also, I guess if you're a vocalist, it's quite a bit of fun on vocals. It's a pretty silly song, and even the harmonies are pretty fun too. I had never heard of this band before, but I couldn't help myself from cracking up when I was reading the lyrics on the screen. If there's one song from this band you should be picking up, I'd probably recommend it's Dr. Worm. Let's talk about the best songs that came from the other customs forum. Now, this song is a song that I've been wanting for a long time in Rock Band, and I even mentioned it on my setlist predictions for Rock Band 4, and this song is Still Into You by Paramore. This song is probably my favorite song of the week, or one of my favorite songs of the week. It's an absolute blast on drums. It's not too difficult, but there's just so much little variety in there. You'll be playing your hi-hat a lot. You'll be playing a lot of kicks on the bass drum. You'll be doing some fills where you're playing the snare on the rack. Then you'll go to the rack toms, back to the snare, and then hitting the crash. And that's really what keeps this song really fun. And I'm hoping we see Ain't It Fun. Apparently there's an author on the customs forum who has currently charted it, but he hasn't released it yet. So hopefully we see that pretty soon. But this is easily my favorite custom of the week, probably. This is from DJ Mike from the other customs forum. He's got a thread there with a couple songs which I'm going to be mentioning. The first one is a Garth Brooks song, which an artist we haven't really seen before in Rock Band. This is a live version called Thunder Rolls. Now this is a pretty laid-back country song, but it's actually quite fun on drums. The trickiest part of the song is you'll be playing, a hi-hat and snare beat, and all of a sudden you'll be alternating between like hi-hat and rack toms. And I know a couple songs in Rock Band have this beat, but it's just like very unexpected, especially for somebody who's never heard the song before. And I've always found that country songs usually have fun drum parts, and this is definitely one of them. The only downside to the song is that there are no pitched vocals. Everything is just talkies, and that's a little disappointing, but the good part is it's a live version. I'm a huge fan of live versions of songs. I think a lot of people on the forums don't like them because of how the vocals are usually charted, but as a drummer, I find the live songs are just so much more fun because the drummers improvise a lot more. There's a lot more fun fills thrown in as well, so this is another great song of the week. The song is called The Prince by Twisted Sister. We've had a couple tracks released from Twisted Sister in the past. Both of them came over from Guitar Hero. One was We're Not Gonna Take It. The other one is I Wanna Rock. Both great customs that you guys should pick up. I highly recommend them. And The Prince is another great song. I had never heard of this song, but apparently it's one of their better known songs. And it's an absolute blast on drums. There's some pretty tricky fills in here. I don't know what the theme is this week, but there's a lot of tricky fills involving rack toms and hi-hats. And this is definitely one of those songs, but it's an absolute blast to play. It's another great song, and I recommend you guys go check it out. The song is Come On and Dance by Motley Crue. It's from Syngenysis and Nunchuck Customs Funhouse. They have a thread there on the other customs forum, and they release some great customs every Saturday morning. I always look forward to their releases. And they did an 80s theme pack this week, and this one is a pretty fun song on drums. It's a lot of playing on the ride as well as playing the snare. There's a lot of cowbell in this song. There's actually one part that was kind of tricky where you're playing like between the open hi-hat, snare, and floor tom, and that's probably one of the trickiest parts of the song. Like with all the previous releases, there are no charted vocals. There's only talkies in on all their releases, But even with that, this is a great song. Another great Motley Crue song. We've had a lot of customs from those guys. If you guys want more Motley Crue customs, just go search the forums. You'll find quite a few from there, including the ones that came out for Guitar Hero. The song is from the same pack that was released this morning. It's from the band Ratt. It's called You're in Love. And much like the first Ratt song we saw in Rock Band 2, this is another great 80s tune. There's nothing particularly difficult about it, but it's just very well varied, much like the Motley Crue song I was talking about before. That's it for this week. Thank you for watching, guys. I want to leave you with a song that I've been playing a ton of. It is called Harder to Breathe by Maroon 5. Unfortunately, Harmonix never released this song. They released a lot of subpar songs from Maroon 5, but not this one. This is a great song. It's fun on all instruments. It's even got a keyboard part as well. You don't see the keyboard on the screen right now, but it is a full band experience with harmonies, and it's a really fun song on harmonies to sing as well as lead vocals. But I also want to remind you that I've got a Facebook page for Rock Gamer as well as a Twitter handle. You can follow me on Twitter at RockBandSam. You can click the link to my Facebook page below, and you can stay up to date on all things Guitar Hero and Rock Band. Thanks, guys.